Real Estate Edge with Jimmy Singh, where we provide information and analysis that is beyond the headlines. And today, Jimmy, with all these changes coming up and new, the information and new things we are looking at in April 2022, the budget's coming in. There are sellers and buyers and investors in part of it, but about 40% of Canadians are also renting those places as well. What implications are happening to those Canadians, those are in the rental properties business?
Sure. So in our budget, last week the government came up with certain policies in regards to taxing the bigger corporation or investors. So, there's always two sides of the coin, right? I believe housing is a right, for humans, and it has a big socio-economic, implications in people's life, right? So if somebody is raised unsecure, a child, it, impacts the way he, look at the world. He'll be very insecure, and there's a lot of other, health mental issues regarding that, right? So what I find is 1/3 or maybe 1/5 of people in today's immigrants especially, when they come to Canada, they have a thought process that everything is going to be easy, and first couple of years they are actually renting the place, and if they don't see the job opportunities or the house cost, house prices beyond their reach, they start doubting their decision.
True.
And the biggest implication I see for Canada is brain drain, meaning people will come, get their PR or citizenship, get the passport, go back to their original country, or maybe move to US.
Correct, yeah, easy.
So it's going to be launch pad. All they want is passport and they have nothing, right? Because when they see, they can't afford to buy $1.3 million a semi-detached or a townhouse in Mississauga, Brampton, and still, raise their family. Or if they're 40 plus or 50 something, they have to take care maybe for their aging parents. So they are very, a big burden on a young family, right? And as far as the taxation goes, the government is talking about still, it is a proposal. They want to tax REITs, which is real estate, trust companies, which have ownership in apartment buildings, and some of the corporations do own single family homes. Or maybe finish the basement and rent it as a duplex or triplex. So they are thinking of taxing those people. So here is my take, folks. Average mom and pop investors, I deal with a lot of them, right? Most of them are not doing money laundering. They are just investing in their future.
Yeah.
Real estate is asset class, just like stocks, bonds, ETFs. So if you're putting 100,000 in your bank ETF, you are not doing money laundering. If you're taking some portion of it, trying to help your kids' future and buying a condo, that is not money laundering, right? I think everybody will live in a society where everybody should have the opportunity to save and grow, right? So if you discourage people, small investors or big corporations, it's going to have negative impact on the rental market. Rents certainly have risen in pandemic. I have seen homelessness all across Canada. If you see some channels, they will show you that some people are sleeping in tents in cold freezing winter. And a simple Google search will tell you how many hundreds of people died in cold winter without shelter. So it's kind of really heartbreaking for me when I see these news. But again, people always say, how can we fix this problem? There's no easy fix. They keep, for the last decade, they haven't done anything with it. If you go to any city, you go to Windsor, you go to London, you go to Kitchener-Waterloo, Toronto, I'm sure you go to other parts of Canada, because of, draconian laws, rent controls, new apartment buildings were not made because all the builders and developers says, if I can't even increase my rent, the cost of construction is risen, and the land is very, very expensive in prime areas, right? If I can't, get my return back, why would I build?
True.
And government is not building, and they're calling like hundreds of thousands of people as immigrants every year. They're calling 400,000 immigrants. They're calling 200,000-300,000 students, international. They're calling foreign workers. and how you going to manage? It's a big mess. Supply demand is is off.
Yeah.
Right. So if somebody comes as a student, go to University of Waterloo, they go to Western, they go to even Fanshawe in London, for example.
Yeah.
So there was a study done. They said in last 5 years, close to 5,000 international students come and lived, and now they rent close to Fanshawe College. So for example, out of 5,000, my guesstimate maybe 500 people bought those houses, or maybe 1,000 houses, but those supply is off the market forever.
Yeah.
Because those are investment properties, so only students can live. Now a family can't buy that one.
Access to that, yeah.
So supply is gone. So that's why we have challenge. Not many listings, not many buyers, and new product is not coming on the market, right? So at the end of the day, folks, if you're a tenant, I think you need a strong representation wherever your local councillor are, and the government really have to think how without shelter people can be productive and go to work. Right, it is a big challenge.
Yeah, feel sanity of the home.
That's right. So it is very, very critical. And at the end of the day, biggest challenge I see, especially for young Canadians, first-time buyers, is how to save for down payment. We talk about another video how they have given you, different account to save like $8,000 a month or $30,000 you can pull up from your RSP. But the cost is so prohibitive. It's very hard for people to break in the market, and the rents have skyrocketed in pandemic. Even the basements in some major cities like Brampton, Mississauga, Richmond Hill, those are like $1,700-$1,800 for a basement. And if it's a one person working and wife is taking care of the kids, you can't save. You can't save. You'll be pretty much tenant all your life.
Yeah.
So stronger policies need to be done. And I know the government said they are putting $10 billion, and then they're making few thousand homes here or there. But recent study done says Canada need 3.5 million homes in next 10 years. Ontario needs 1 million homes in next 10 years. So how we can't make that fast houses? It's not production. We have an assembly line and we make houses. Yes, in US you can actually buy a house from catalog. It used to be like that way. You pick here and the trailer will go.
Yeah.
They have slabs. There's no basement. You just put the house, fix it within 7 days, right?
Yeah.
Either we have to do it, or maybe I see 3D printing. 3D, lot of engineering things are done. You can basically assemble the house. Lot of things are going about. Then they have tiny houses. I have seen in New Zealand have the same issue like Canada. So what New Zealand did last October is they give municipalities all the power. So let's say if somebody has a big lot, they can actually put 2 or 3 dwellings on the same lot, and they don't need any permission from the municipality, right? I think that is very good. Or at the end of the day, they should give more incentives for existing homeowners who are close to retirement. They're living by themselves. Their kids have gone away, so they can use the monies to finish their basements. In budget, we talk about 50,000. If you spend on renovation, you give them receipts and everything, they can give you 15% break. But some municipality guys, some owners, if you're a owner of a property and you have that options, I remember in Brampton, they are giving incentive money to finish your basement. So check out with the local government. And as I said, these numbers actually don't match, because Canada on average is making only 200,000 houses a year.
Yeah.
So it's a big challenge. It's a supply demand. It is no foreign buyers are just snapping up your houses and stuff like that. It is more to that. And building homes is kind of private enterprises. So if builder is making money, he can control the supply. Government can't persuade you to make 200,000 houses,
Right.
unless they give them tax incentive or tax interest-free loans or something like that to revive the economy, right? So they have to just balance. You can't bring like 600, 500,000 people in a country and not produce those kind of houses. You'll always play catch up.
So this is kind of a situation and talk about the policies and the proposals coming along in this budget. And Jimmy has a very keen eye how this will implement or impact you as a renter, as a first-time home buyer, as an investor. If you wanted to connect with, if you are into any of the market, in any of the zone, you must look for a broker who knows the way, who shows the way, who understand what is happening and what are the provisions available to you. Jimmy Singh, 17 years in business and has been operating in different markets, understand the market really well. Keep watching, keep sharing, and keep subscribing our channel so we keep providing you the information and knowledge and wisdom where it really matters. Real Estate Edge with Jimmy Singh.